Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Pokerole. We're gonna be doing session 154 today. Tubby is not available to play at this moment because his work is keeping him a little late, but he should show up in the middle of the session, hopefully. But, yes, I hope everybody is doing well today. We're gonna continue our adventures atop the, I think it's Blustery Mesa, right?
Yes.
Yes, and there's a cool dance that happened. We're going to see what happens to the outcome of that with Brooke as the focus. But before we begin, of course, if you like the video, whoop, that's the wrong button. If you like the video, don't press that button. If you like the video, do think about giving it a like. Maybe subscribing if you feel like doing that as well. Or you could come over to our Discord, or you can come over to Twitch if you want to. That's one thing I could say. Watch this stuff live. It's always fun to have an audience, whether you want to lurk or to talk, so think about coming over. We also do indeed have a Discord server you can check out. The main server link's up there, and you can access our Pokerole Discord community off of that too, from associated links. If you want to, do stuff related to the game or talk about the game specifically over there. We also have a coffee link if you want to help us directly monetize the content, and I very much appreciate if you might consider it. We also have a merch store you can buy some cool things at. There's both Pokerole merch and other merch too, if you want to check that out. And of course, I would be remiss to not say that we also have our wiki for the game, pokerpioneers.mirahese.org, heavily edited and helped along by Inio, as well as Kyrio and some other people too. Thank you very much, everybody, for the support on it. Very good place to check out recaps and just catch up on things, especially if you're behind on these many, many episodes, which is completely understandable. Links are in the description, though, and you can check them out anytime. And I didn't ask before we started the session, and I may as well ask now, how is everybody on the table today?
I'm doing great.
Better than I have been.
Good.
Definitely doing better than I was last week.
I've been a little sicky yesterday, kind of got over it for the stream, and then I was a little sicky today. Feeling better, though. I think I'm starting to recover from whatever's going on here. So I'm in pretty good shape right now. I think that'll hold, too. But that being said, I suppose I'll give you the floor card.
Alrighty. And in case it wasn't already said, Tubby is not with us at the start, but hopefully they will be able to pop in later in the midst of the session. They are kind of held up at work through no fault of their own. So hopefully they will get to come in and Phoenix Wright objection things.
I think a little AI control is probably okay for right now. Hopefully it does make it soon.
For now, yes. Y'all know I don't like doing that, but such as it is.
Such as it is.
So, without further ado, last time was session 153, Caught in the Rain. As the Hydragon looks over the party, it lets out a tired sigh, and it asks if the party were also there to try to kill it. The party tries to convince it that wasn't the case, but it seems convinced by the guild badges that they wore that they must have been given a mission to eliminate it. When it notices Brida and seems to recognize their connection to Eternatus, it only seems more convinced that they were sent to eliminate it, even though it was remaining in the area it was exiled to. Burke expresses his unamusement with the Hydragon's adamant presumptions, and tells it that the party has no intention of attacking it unless they attack first, which they don't seem much more convinced by as they let out another tired sigh. They groan about all of the Pokemon that approach it, former humans amongst them, asking them for assistance or favors and reminding them of how Rayquaza had forbade them from taking to the sky again. Burke says they have no such intent, which makes the dragon laugh as they mock the arrogance of former humans, always assuming they can accomplish what others, so many others, could not. After enough questions, trying to convince the dragon of their intentions, it says that it has had enough of conversation and tells the party to do what they want and leave them alone, muttering that even if it did ask the party for something, there would be little point, seeing as the group would be unable to convince Rayquaza to overturn their sentence. Hearing that, the party, one by one, offers to give Hydreigon help if there is something that it wanted, which leaves it confused briefly. After recomposing itself, it informs the party of its role, having been banished here and sentenced to guard the resources in the mesa, should the rest of the world be destroyed. It gives the party free rein to collect whatever resources they need. Brooke assures the Hydreigon that the party will avoid taking more than what they need, and try to leave as soon as possible. It thanks Brooke for the consideration, remarking on how they would prefer a disciple of Eternatus to spend as little time as possible in this domain. Before they leave the area, Rida overhears Lyre trying to speak to the Hydreigon, and, though they struggle to decipher all of Lyre's language, they at least arrive that Lyre recognizes the dragon as the voice of life. Rida asks if the Hydreigon goes by such a title, and it informs Rida that Lyre is mistaken, saying that they go by the name Calamanthus, and that the voice of life Lyre speaks of is a different being. With all topics of conversation exhausted, Calamanthus returns to sleep, and the party returns to Laurantis' clearing to pick more plant life. When you exhaust all dialogue options with the curmudgeon-y NPC, while the party is foraging, Tucker decides to approach Rida and talk to them about the conversation with Calamanthus. He asks about the Voice of Life title they mentioned, and Rida tells them that they only just overheard the title from Lyre, though they are interested in learning about what kind of Pokemon they would be by asking Eternatus. Rida is surprised by this curiosity, and Tucker explains that he is somewhat interested in the rules that the dragons follow, but said rules and how said rules influence their actions are incredibly confusing. Meanwhile, Ralph asks Brooke and Laurantis for their help in gathering soil samples, figuring Laurantis would be helpful in making sure they don't disrupt the plants too much while removing the soil. As they move some of the soil into jars, Brooke suggests if Ralph and Mawile would be able to figure out a method on using these samples to find out how to make the soil in Savanne better for growing the plants. And Ralph is able to determine that, considering a large reason is due to the chemical compounds in the soil, moving some of the samples into Savannetown's orchard would improve its quality a decent amount. After enough time passes, Brooke decides to check on the clearing they had passed before, and stealthily observes as a flock of Sensu-style Oricorio enter the clearing and begin to perform a ritualistic dance. As Brooke watches the dance, he eventually feels rain begin to fall from the skies, and notices that the Oricorio realize that he is there. And when he approaches, they gesture for him to join them, nudging him towards the center of the circular patterns they are dancing in. And as the rain continues to fall, the plants and soil in the clearing seem to change, and Brooke starts to realize the meaning of the circular patterns within this clearing, seeing a stone altar around him, along with a collection of large serpentine bones beneath. Brooke stops his dancing and turns to apologize to the Oricorio, only to see the birds seemingly collapse onto the altar beneath them, and he begins to sense a familiar power emanating from the bones. The power of a gate to the dragon's path. Alright, now we can go back to Events 2, number 13.
Okay.
As we go back and have to scroll through an entire page again.
At least if you're good at counting, you can kind of just mouse over where you think 13 is and find it quicker.
I just happened to land on it first try. Let's go.
Oh, you got good luck? Your
Nice.
dice rolls are going to be good today.
Don't jinx it.
Alright, and that's the end of the recap, right? Because we stopped on that moment, I think?
Yep, we
Yeah.
had to. We ran out of time.
Yeah, that's okay. Just before we begin, I would put a card on the table showing some fan art, but I can't do that right now since it is animated, so it doesn't work on cards. This is some art from It's Sam K. It's actually the fourth one. I guess I may as well just show all four at this point, actually. Reese commissioned all of these from It's Sam K. And we've been getting them over time. I think over a while now. It's been a few months that they've been created here and there. Yeah, it's a good little set we have here now. And one more. There it is. Yay! So thank you to both Reese and It's Sam K. Thanks, Reese, for commissioning all these things, and thanks to Sam for drawing them. You're very cute. Tarot card vibes. You know what? Yeah, especially Ryda's.
Side
Yeah.
note, sorry.
Cool.
Side note, it is not just the tablets, it is literally the SoundCloud website.
Really? You just checked the actual
Yes.
website?
I think what it is if you're not signed in, they hide everything beyond the first couple of things, and because their little thing is imperfect, especially for like playlists like this, you mouse over and it reveals the rest of it, which, wow, that's kind of bonkers.
Oh, that's petty. I think I get it. They're basically like, well, we don't really care about the unwashed, like, guest users, so, like, load as little of the webpage as possible just to save bandwidth for them.
Probably. Also, to corral them to make an account because analytics don't gather themselves.
Yeah, that's what we call annoyware, right? Where it's
Yeah,
like you
something like
set something
that.
up so you get annoyed and do something. Yep.
Yep, so even if we go onto the site itself, it is not going to fix anything or make it faster.
Well, I guess there's one positive I can say. That means I was wondering if the tablet browser was messy. No, it seems to be working just fine. It's just SoundCloud.
Yep, it is just SoundCloud, so no worries. Anyway. Brooke. As the rain continues to pour around you, that emanation of familiar might grows. You can feel it thrum through the bones beneath your feet and the stones of the altar on which you stand. The Kyrio lie prostrate, with you at the center. What is it that you wish to do in this moment?
That's a good question. Sorry, just kind of thinking through my process here.
Oh, take your time.
Kind of have to reconnect with Brooke again.
I'll have a little side question while you think. As I just don't quite remember. Is Rook alone in this situation? I know we kind of split up before. I can't remember who's with him or not.
I believe I'm alone, and occasionally Scales pops in.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it, I think. Unless somebody followed me without telling me.
I don't believe anybody followed Brooke for this. Everybody else was busy with their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're reconnecting, I can safely inform the others that During your endeavors, it has begun to lightly rain, and slowly begins to grow a bit heavier as time goes by. This makes getting soil samples with Ralph a little more difficult for the Rantis, so they do their best to convince Ralph that maybe they should take shelter for the moment. Of which I'm sure Ralph is mildly reluctant to do.
I'm thinking he's the sort to like the rain, but probably should be at it too long.
If I recall correctly, Tucker and Rida are still back at Laurentis' little glade.
Yeah, with Lyre too. Hey,
Thankfully, there are a few places where it's relatively dry for you to stand under. But there isn't any real shelter to speak of. Not that Lyre minds, they're part plant.
Tucker is, well, going to turn to wet dog real fast, but doesn't mind too much. It is after all does have a pretty substantial body at this point, so the rain wouldn't really mess with him. But he does look over to Rida and express, "Is this getting a little too heavy for you? Should we go somewhere else? Try to find some cave or something?"
It would be preferable to find shelter.
Tucker would nod. I think at this point they probably had already collected everything they kind of wanted to collect at this point. And, I guess Tucker will try to track for some shelter.
Very well. If you would not mind rolling a smart survival nature.
Okay. Okay.
Shelter on the mesa is, as far as you can see in the immediate area, as you traipse briefly outside the confines of Laurentis' glade, mostly in the form of holes within the trees that many different flying Pokemon use to nest in. There is the occasional ground burrow, but the ones you find are far too small for yourself, let alone for Rida. And as you're walking around, you come to the realization that finding a cave here is rather unlikely. But, being a canine, in spite of not knowing the move, you could probably dig a shelter.
Okay. Is the terrain completely flat, or are there any areas where, like, there's a little ledge or something where one could technically burrow against the little walls to make it a little easier to make shelter?
The terrain of the mesa is not entirely flat, mostly due to the forest that covers the top of it. But there really isn't anything nearby, unfortunately, that matches the description of what you would want. Or at least it's not big enough to warrant you going out of your way to use it like that. You could probably create a burrow sizable enough for yourself, Lyre, and Rida at the roots of some of the larger trees, but that doesn't really fix the issue of some of the larger members of your group.
Tucker will turn to Rida and suggest, well, there's not really anything decent, but I could dig us something just for the three of us.
I suppose for the time being it will suffice until we find an alternative.
My. Tucker will do a little growl. And a nod. And we'll get to work on that. Just find a good little spot to start digging.
Alrighty then. How are we feeling, Kyrio?
I think I got something.
Alright.
Rook will look down at the bones at his feet, feeling the strength radiating from it, and he'll kneel down and press a hand against the bone and say, "Hello there. Who are you? Are you protecting something? And I want to try and, I guess, commune with this dragon somehow."
Oh boy.
Ooh, bringing your ghost nature in.
Alright. Give me a special instinct channel. Your phantasmal markings flicker as soundless lightning crawls across clouds above the canopy of the forest. Scales on your shoulder looks up, a motion that you perceive as a light brush as his hand moves closer to your jawline. When you open your eyes, these bones are radiating a cerulean light. That trails and drips upward toward the sky. And as your gaze follows this motion, you are greeted by the sight of a phantasmal dragonair. Though not one you recognize the shape of, it is far larger than a normal specimen, and its wings far broader. The ghost regards you strangely, as if confused that you are able to communicate with it.
Brooke will kind of blink a little and rub his head. Say, "Sorry to disturb you. I didn't actually think that would work."
Its lengthy coils span the 3 rings the Oricorio had been dancing in, seeming to harmlessly pass through their prostrate bodies. It leans down, head very nearly as large as your own torso. Its head tilts one way, then another, as if on an instinct left behind in its incorporeal frame. Its wings twist and turn, ever so lightly, avoiding ground and tree alike.
Brooke will Brooke will tentatively reach out a hand and try and touch it.
Your hand is less than an inch away from it when Scales breaks from their reverie. I don't know if that's a good... Too late. It is cool to the touch, solid against your hand. A scaled hide far more supple than your own. The kind meant for the sky and sea. There is a word that enters your mind. Banner Lord.
Banner Lord? Brooke repeats. He looks up at Scales and, with a curious look. Do you know what that means?
Scales sort of shrugs. New territory for me. I don't think it knows how to talk. He blinks a few times and then stands up on your shoulder, moving around to the other one as they try to regard this ghost from different angles. I wonder if it's old enough that it would speak something different.
Brooke will take a step back and give an awkward bow before saying, "My name is Brooke. Do you understand me?"
This ancient dragonair rears back, and its wings spread further, as though a curtain against the rain that continues to pour. Concepts and images flicker across your consciousness. Sky, the river, a greeting. A stone, eroded over many ages. And finally, a gate. And this last one burns in your mind. It is a gate of black and red stone. It is a gate you do not return from. And it crumbles.
Oh, I don't know what that means. Rook will ask, are you guarding a gate?
It nods slowly.
This is an entrance to the Dragon's Path.
It nods again. And this time it moves its coils, seeming to rather slowly begin to make circles around you with its length and bulk. As it is, it seems able to overlap with itself, which is slightly strange to observe. As it does so, the gems on its tail pass through the Oricorios, which seems to highlight them with a similar cerulean light as the bones. Another concept. Faith.
Do these Oricorio worship you?
It pauses, this time hovering behind you, regarding you and Scales alike. In response, another image. A lock. And then a door. And then a wall, beyond which is immense shadow.
They're part of what's keeping this store closed?
It coils around to the front of you again, and dips its head in a low nod.
Is something locked here?
A flower, a bird, the Hydraken.
Oh, what was his name again? I forgot.
Calamanthus.
Yeah. Calamanthus. Are you keeping him out?
It nods, and then shakes its head afterward. And then a different image. A gem. Clear and crystal, with many facets. That is then placed upon a mountain, far from all things.
This is baking my brain, let alone Brooks.
It's okay, you're not alone.
That's okay. Ancient dragon spirit cannot speak normally.
No, this is cool. This is really cool. Is this stone the key to this door?
Eyes close as it seems to consider this question. You see this stone again. And then it becomes a seed, which becomes a tree, which becomes a forest, which becomes a world.
This stone is what you are protecting. Calamanthus called this mesa basically a way to restart the world.
The spirit nods. Another flicker of light in the dimmingness of this waning day as the storm persists. Again, silent lightning that crawls across the sky.
Can we help him?
The pause is longer this time. The gems on its body glimmer, flickering with specks of gold and ruby. You receive a very different set of images now. A vast and endless sky, eternally shifting between calm and storm. A tower formed of clouds. A serpent of emerald green. A crown crossed with lightning.
Guess we'd have to take it up with the manager then.
Does this thing even know what a manager is, Brooke? Haha. I'm so glad it didn't understand that.
Well then, I think at this point Brooke will say, I came to this place to help my town grow food. Do you know what might help me here?
There's a brief barrage of images in your mind before it settles on a few. A river, sky, the rain, river, land, and then fruiting trees.
Rook looks around at the Oricorio and says, "Thanks to these guys, I can make it rain now, I think." And he'll give a bow and say, "Thank you."
This ancient spirit dips its head, and then dips it further, and it seems to dive into the altar, passing through you entirely. You feel something is left behind. Just where has it gone? Brooke is now in possession of Rain Dance.
Oh, yay.
Very nice.
The ultimate tutor.
The ultimate
Getting
tutor.
possessed by a god.
Ancient ghosts, the best tutor.
I guess the Oricorio allowed you to connect to them, and then they helped you with that. Oh,
Indeed.
Seem connected.
Now, Brooke, once your vision clears, because that's a whole lot of blue for not being an ocean, the Oricorio are gone. And the rain lightens to a slight degree. Scales is just sitting there on your shoulder, a dumbfounded little Totodile at the moment. I know I've been through a lot, but that wasn't normal.
Neither is talking to you.
I meant more not normal than talking to me. Come on, Brooke. And they
Brooke
just
yeah.
they just pat the side of Brooke's head.
Brooke chuckles. Well, you never know until you try something.
Ain't that the truth?
Brooke will look down at the bones again, give another thankful bow. Rest well, and he'll head off.
As you're walking back, Brooke, you just so happen to put your hand in your pockets, and there is something additional there. A very small, curved bone.
Oh.
No, it's not copper.
Didn't I eat that already?
Wrap Probably.
I think we all did before we left.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless you
And
somehow
it's
made
pretty good.
extra, which I don't think so.
No.
Mhm.
There we go.
Ooh, that's fun.
Cursed cerulean bone radiates an affinity with air and water.
Sounds like something perfect for my coat.
Perhaps. Out here becoming a necromancer that eat ghosts that don't obey him. Look, that would be a cool anime. I'd watch it.
Watching it right now.
No, I'm living it. There's a difference. That said, Brooke, you will return and find Tucker in the midst of digging a fairly sizable hole. Tucker, would you mind giving me a tough survival athletic roll?
Okay.
Goodness, I keep forgetting y'all are at the point where you have skills and everything.
That is my number today. Okay, then.
All right. This session brought to you by the number 5.
It's a good number. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yes, Brooke, you come by seeing that Tucker is in the midst of digging a fairly sizable hole near the base of one of the trees. Laurentis is already back, and they're kind of staring at Tucker as they do this, with this sort of gesture where they've got one of their arms up near their chin, head slightly tilted to the side. Just a look of vague concern all over them. Meanwhile, Ralph is doing the smart thing, even as they are continuing to lightly ramble about a story or another about something, because I can't do Ralph stories like Tubby can, unfortunately.
Nobody could do Ralph stories except for Tubby.
Look, full respect for the people who can pull out random, crazy nonsense at the drop of a hat. My mad respect to those of you who can manage that. But he's just been sort of gathering branches and large leaves as much as he can to start making a lean-to.
That's pretty smart.
Yes, Hydra, that is my whole thing as the storyteller, but there's a difference between that and, for those of you who get the reference, spirits. I'm gonna leave it there, because that's for my sanity.
Spitty pirates. That's all I know. That's what I'm gonna guess out of it.
Nope, spirits with a Y.
Oh,
Pirates that are also spies. Okay.
pirates that are featured in the hit video game Spyro the Dragon.
Brooke, please do not awaken these traumatic memories for me. Anyway, Deadeye has returned with a small brace of fowl that he's currently just looking up at the trees around the glade as if he's trying to figure out a good place where he can have these cooked. Because, yeah, you could probably eat them raw. You are Pokemon, but it wouldn't be pleasant.
I think I might fit a dark type palette a little bit better than the other stuff. But yeah, probably better cooking. So, I think have I made decent progress on the diggies?
You have made decent progress. You're at the point where you're just trying to like widen out the inner space. Also, before I forget, we should music change. Keep getting so into description that I forget.
It's okay.
We can just go back to events 1, number 6 if you want.
Okay. And the rain is still going, right?
Yes, it's a bit lighter than it was before, and thankfully with the place that you've been digging, your little hidey hole isn't flooding, because that would be bad.
Good, I did it on the upper end. Tucker probably doesn't actually notice everybody recollecting since he's a bit deep in the hole he's in, and also there's enough rain where it's a little harder to hear people approaching. So he's probably just gonna keep digging until somebody tells him to stop or until he feels satisfied with the size of it.
Brooke will look at Ryda and say, "Why is Tucker digging a hole in the mud?"
He wished to create a shelter for us to avoid the rain.
Oh. That's all he'll say.
It should also be noted.
Stop Tucker if he wants to keep going.
It should be noted that Tucker seems sort of on a good rhythm at this point and kind of having perhaps a little bit of fun doing the digging. Like it may have hit upon an instinct or something.
Brooke will look around and say, "Maybe I'll look for some wide leaves to use the roof."
Very well. I shall remain here with Tucker, so he's at least not alone.
Brooke looks at Deadeye and Ralph.
Deadeye quirks an eyebridge at Brooke in that whole silent, "What do you expect of me?"
Brooke shrugs and looks for some leaves.
Alrighty. Not very hard. No point in even having you roll for something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to find some larger leaves on a few trees that aren't terribly far from the glade. It also helps that you can follow Ralph and his trail.
One of these days, we're going to have to actually bring camping equipment with us.
Wait, that was an option? Lori just tears their gaze away from what Tucker is doing in this one quarter of their glade.
Brooke shrugs and says, "Yeah, but usually I don't want to bother Blaze with it."
Isn't that his job?
But he's having so much fun in the forge.
But you're getting rained on.
I like the rain.
Pauses, looks down, looks over at Tucker, Ryda, and Liar. Getting rained on.
That's why we're digging a hole, apparently.
Lori looks so confused. just brow furrowed. Like mantis limbs clasped together. All like super unbalanced looking in their pose. It's like, okay.
Just chuckles to himself.
Normally I'd just hide up in a tree, but I guess not. Awkward smile.
Fair states, but no grass types like rain. Yes, let's just take a flower and just submerge it in a bathtub. It'll do fine, right? It won't die or anything.
Like, rain is fine. Like, normal rain is fine. But also, they are, like, Pokemon, so they may not wish to be in the rain the whole time. I mean, Liar's totally okay with it. They're just chilling by a tree, occasionally getting spritzed on. Deadeye, meanwhile, is totally fine with it because of their skin condition.
Yeah, it's good for them. Also, speaking of good for them, I imagine Tucker could have picked up on this, given nose and all. This rain, how does it smell compared to like normal rainfall that we very briefly had in other places?
Oh goodness, it's been a while since I've actually smelled rain that's not in an urban environment.
Aw, we smelled in real life. We smelled rain of many different areas.
Describe the petrichor.
What?
The what?
Petrichor.
What's that?
It's the
Petrichor.
word for the smell of rain, basically.
Oh,
Ah,
sorry, that's a word that I think I've only ever heard once before.
I think that's the first time I've heard it.
I mostly know it because of Risk of Rain.
Oh.
It's the name of the planet.
Dragon Prince.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really cheeky planet name for that game.
Well, this rain smells... How to put it? For lack of better descriptive words, it smells clean. When it rains out in Savantown, there's still that underlying scent of the dust and the savanna with it. Like dried grasses now made wet and permeating earth. This is a lot clearer, closer to smelling a river than it would be an average rain in a forested area where you would get the loamy, earthy, grassy smells. Yes, Hydra, this rain smells like rain. Vari, out in the woods, rain usually smells sweet because the volatile oils released by plant matter. Thank you.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool. Kind of like the rain is making a tea, so you get a little bit of, the plants getting their flavor.
Raining is just the tea of nature.
Forest soup. Oh, I could see somebody picking a bunch of mushrooms, like really good mushrooms around a forest, and then adding some stock and calling it forest soup, and it'd be really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a thing. In any case, moving on from this, so I can recompose myself. You all managed to make relatively basic shelter for yourselves for the moment, and clearly it seems like you're going to stay at least for this evening. And while you can't exactly see the sun or moon at the moment, your bodies are starting to tell you that it's getting late. Liar, for their part, before Tucker has completely finished and is fully satisfied with their little digging effort, which, by the way, Ryda, are you doing anything to help with the digging effort, or are you just sort of being there?
Ryder was more keeping an eye on Tucker, keeping an eye on Liar, and just making sure no Pokemon come to mess with our area.
That's fair. There's always some birds.
Mm-hmm.
There are, but most of them aren't exactly around at the moment, and I'm going to tell you right now, there ain't no Quackquaval shaking their booty around here.
I think Tucker will dig until he starts getting tired. I don't know how many people will fit in whatever he makes at the end of that, but he's going for something that's a little bit deep, but then also widens out. So, like, or just like a thing you can kind of sit under, or hopefully.
Well, you are muddy, you are tired, and the interior of your little thing is dry enough.
Can I get a pip for dig since you brought it up?
Sure, if you want to put up a pip for dig, even though I'm pretty sure you can just buy dig.
I can? Wait, is that viable?
Is that something you can get? I think it is.
No. That's why I was kind of excited when you said it was like dig. Yeah, surprisingly not.
You can probably learn it. I know most Pokemon can learn dig.
I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna give myself tips to check. But yeah, I imagine my claws are actually quite good at digging if you take a look at them. I mean, dig. But yeah, Tucker will eventually, panting, kind of settle down and just sit under what he has created, and then finally actually pay attention to the fact that the gang's all here. Finally, breaking their attention from what they're doing.
Brooke and Ralph have made a passable lean-to that will serve for themselves and anyone else larger that needs a place to sit for the rain times. As I fail at words.
Rain time!
Eventually, Deadeye settles on sitting underneath this lean-to and making a very basic fire with some twigs that are perhaps a bit too wet to start a fire, but you know what? Lightning doesn't care. Or it wouldn't, because he attempts to zap it into fire multiple times.
Only Ryder could use Psychic to water bend the water out of the wood.
Ah, I see. Good job, Tuck. Now let's get all that mud off before it dries on your fur, Rook says, eating a cookie so you can read the line card.
Good reason. Tucker will nod and trot over to Brooke. Sure, if you can help me with that. I guess I did make kind of a mess.
So, as Fair says, fur and maid outfit. But surprisingly, the maid outfit is pristine. Of all the things on Tucker that got hit with mud, the maid outfit was not.
Yeah, remember, it got redesigned for actual field use. It's not just ornamental now, so it actually is going to hold up pretty okay. At the very least, I expect it to wash okay, if nothing else.
Battle maid uniform. First level enchantment. Cleanliness.
Next level enchantment, godliness, because it's next to that.
Brooke will hose Tucker down a bit before instructing him to dry off next to Deadeye's fire, which is relatively meager at the moment, but he's at least vaguely pleased with himself that he managed to get a fire out of wet wood.
Oh, you know what? Okay, Kyrio, call evens or odds. I'm gonna do a die. I have an idea. Okay.
Odd.
Okay, okay, odds are favorable to you then. Let's see.
I will say that.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Ralph is at this moment kind of halfway lecturing, halfway explaining like random facts about how, there are better ways to dry out wood even though it's wet, and that way it's better for the fire, and yada yada yada, and oh no, there's a dog shape coming, isn't there?
Tucker, upon getting washed off, will immediately, just instinctively, do a big old dog shake. Yes. Everyone in a 5-foot radius, watch out.
So Ryda, once the little thing was done, did you go down into it?
That was the plan, yeah, to get in the hole and, well, maybe smooth it out a bit to make it less looking like it was completely dug.
Something. Psychic abilities make that easy.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in this hole that's just big enough that you, Tucker, and Lyre can probably squeeze in here. And that will be with Lyre scraping their antlers a bit on the ceiling. And then you hear sploosh.
And yeah, Tucker does that right after being cleaned off, before trying over to the fire like we're directed. Thinking nothing of the shake, of course.
So who wants to roll me a doom die?
I could do it.
Do it.
Two.
It wasn't a 1, so the fire is safe.
Oh, that's good.
Deadeye would have been so bad.
The death stare Tucker would have incurred.
I wonder if Tucker's dark fire would work better.
Good question.
Could ask.
Brooke will sigh and wipe himself down a bit. No, yeah, that was my fault. Scales, still on Brooke's shoulder, snickers. Heh. See, Brooke, this is why it's good to be a ghost. I don't have to get wet. Even though the coat is loving the wet.
See, you're welcome. I made your coat better.
Totally wasn't already wet because of rain.
Well, Tucker, you settle by the fire where Deadeye is. He has made a makeshift roasting spit using twigs that he's managed to sharpen somehow. He's currently roasting one of the acquisitions he has made.
I'm sure that smells good. Oh, that reminds Tucker that he has a lot of good flowers that he wanted to try to make a tea of. Question is, does anybody have something that could be held over the fire and contain liquid?
Do you? I know Brooke had an
Technically,
assortment
but I
of
don't
germs.
think it's safe.
I don't
what do you
think
have?
you're. I don't think
The
you're.
amethyst fractal shell.
I don't know if that's smart. Well, it might mess it up.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the old cauldron, but it's full of poison.
Yeah.
But you're holding onto the cauldron still? Wait, you just
Pretty
been
sure I
carrying
don't
around a
have
cauldron?
the full cauldron with me. I think it's just the old cauldron's at the base. It's just 6 bottles worth of sludge that
Okay.
came from the cauldron.
Because I'm just imagining, like, all right, let's climb the mesa. Little sticky Rita with a cauldron full of points. Yeah, let me bring this.
Just do 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 do. One of those old Casper the Ghost cartoons.
Just has a whole cauldron attached to their back, tied with rope.
Either that or it's a small cauldron, but you know.
Yeah, no, I don't have the cauldron with me. That would be too heavy for Ryder to carry everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything naturally that could be put together either easily enough. So I mean, I guess the closest thing is, Ralph's metal box could contain water and then be heated probably, but that's it.
Yeah, but that's a long metal box with multiple compartments. It wouldn't heat evenly.
All right, Tucker elects to keep the flowers dry and safe in his bag. He'll make tea out of them another time, maybe back to base.
Yeah, if Tubby were here and they were okay with it, yeah, but I'm just avoiding actually using any of their things for stuff.
That's fair. We explode one of their items. They come to the table. By the way, you don't have this now. We kind of just used it and it blew up. So sorry.
Yeah, that's always a feel bad moment. That's the least onerous thing, and the next two in order of intensity are killing someone's familiar, whether they're away or not, for no good reason. And then the worst offense is, you weren't here and your character died.
That sounds like such a terrible session to have that happen. Yeah.
So you can make it work. Technically, I will say it's possible to make that work. It's like, oh, your character died for story reasons. People are now working to get you back, but that can still feel real bad, and I do not recommend.
Oh, actually, if anything, this situation makes Tucker realize that if he wants to do more cooking, perhaps we should grab a few filled cooking things. Maybe a pot, a pan, or something that he could bring along.
A mess kit.
Yeah, a little mess. Is that what they're called? For captain.
Yep. If anyone knows of Pathfinder, they have an absolute metric ton of items in it because Pathfinder 1E is all about details. And one of the included items is a basic mess kit, which is based on a real mess kit. And it has a plate, a cup, a bowl, and some basic utensils like a spoon, a fork, and a knife that can all be tied together. And usually if you get a mess kit, you also have an iron pot and you can stash that in the pot.
I imagine this stuff could be bought on Sea Spray, and barring that, I assume that Blaze could probably forge it.
If it's not just readily available in Savantown, because those are basic items.
Yeah, just some basic metal shaped into useful shapes, basically. That's all. But for now, Tucker will be content to just enjoy the aroma of the cooking. And, if presented with food, eat. But he won't take it without asking. It's for everybody. Also, he didn't catch the game, so...
So you want to know the minor irony?
What's that?
Deadeye has a small ceramic jar with him he's using to catch the drippings.
Well, that would be usable too, but he seems... Oh, he's catching the drippings. No, he has another purpose for that. Wait, he's collecting off the fat then, or the juices and fat.
Well, yeah, you can use that for a bunch of stuff.
That's true. Tucker will actually ask, you're collecting the juices?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Well, what do you tend to use them for?
You can use them to add flavor to a lot of things. Worst case scenario, you can use to help make a base for soup.
Huh. Never really thought about that.
If all you're doing is collecting the fat, once it cools, it can be used to make a candle. It's called tallow.
Thanks for the advice. I think I want to get a bit more into cooking, so...
Their one eye glances up at Tucker. Well, you don't want to waste anything, especially out here.
Tucker nods to that. Yeah, I know how harsh things can be out here. Based on whatnot, right?
And if you've any care for morality, it's a simple fact out in the wild. If you don't kill for a purpose, then you're likely evil.
Tucker doesn't take very long to nod resolutely to that.
Survival is a good teacher, Brooke says, settling down nearby. My first month on my own was an experience. Oh, really? What was that like? Lori chimes in. They're basically huddled next to Ralph, using him as a makeshift umbrella. Fair. Why do I get the feeling Deadeye has a cavern for a stomach that somehow doesn't change size? That is unfair of you. I have not depicted Deadeye as a glutton at all.
But
If
he is
anything,
a
Deadeye's
survivalist.
yeah, he's a survivalist. And if anything, he's a bit skinny. So, yeah.
It's also worth noting that Tucker always found Deadeye a little interesting. He clearly liked to hunt, which was something that Tucker picked up from Zil, of course, too, as well as Rise. But he very much respects that aspect of making use of what is killed. It's a higher respect to your prey.
Bear in mind, this was another life, before I was a Totodile. Which is already kind of weird, but I had left home after choosing Scales as my companion. I was very overconfident in my ability to find food in the wild. Ah, so you were a civvy playing it wild. Deadeye seems to not hide, but stifle a laugh as he pulls the first roasted fowl off of the spit and works on putting the other one on. And if anyone is daring enough, that food is hot, but you can still try to eat it immediately. And fair, the only reason he keeps sizing up the Pokemon around here is because they keep coming at him like fools, and also, you know, everyone needs food, so deal with this overabundance of birds. Tucker sits politely, also interested in learning of Brooke's old life.
I just realized maybe we should invite Ryda and Lyra up from the hole so they could have some food and fire.
I mean, that depends on if Ryda feels like food. They can smell the food. Lyre is passed out because they're not in the hole. They're leaning against a tree right now.
Oh, passed out, so they fell asleep against the tree.
Yes.
That's cute.
Something like that. It was kind of a tradition for kids our age to strike out in the wild for a while, Brooke says. I guess to teach us the value of our lives and that of the Pokemon we kept. The things we might have taken for granted. Also, oh no, Hydra got disconnected. Save the table, please.
Yep, was on it. Got it.
Oh, Hydra is muted, so...
Am I back?
Hello.
There you are.
Net
Yeah,
or table?
internet blip.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I'm good though.
Turning back now.
Fair.
Yeah.
We started the session with everybody get kicked out. Please don't. Please. Speaking of, don't call it. Yeah, right at the start, it actually did that.
We are long and away from the days of Wednesday maintenance.
But Steam had a DDoS yesterday, so we're still gotta be a little careful.
On that note, Ryda, are you coming out of the hole?
Yep, sorry. At some point, yeah, right, I would.
Are you sure that hole was made for you? Well, it was.
Yes, it was, but still, gosh darn it. Well, Ryda, when you come out of the hole, you see that Lyre has passed out against a tree. Brooke seems to be talking about their past, and most everyone is underneath a lean-to that probably doesn't have enough space for everybody, but there is a little fire there that's being kept safe from the rain, and cooking food, mostly bird.
Well, Ryda would sit by the fire with everyone and take whatever food is available or offered to them.
Roast fowl is had and passed around. And you otherwise have a pleasant, rainy evening. What say you all we move on to a new day and finally getting you on your way?
Sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, I did forget that I was gonna have Tucker say one line.
Mm-hmm.
After Brooke finishes his story, Tucker was gonna say, "It's cool to learn more about you, and I'm glad you got more of your memories back. I'm still kind of lacking on that front, I think." I'm sure it'll come to me eventually, though.
Rook will nod. Say, I'm sure it will too. Especially if you go out looking for it.
Tucker smiles and nods. Okay, that's all I wanted to say.
Alrighty, we can move on to events one, number 7. Really easy move there.
Yay!
I figure we need some more cheery music.
It's a good one.
May need to be slightly lower in volume, but that's fine. Morning comes and the rain has passed. And in its place, a slowly growing light that filters through the trees and leaves, waking each of you slowly in turn. And you are greeted with sounds that honestly aren't so familiar to you anymore. It's the sound of a wild place around you, awakening and alive. It's very different to sleeping on savannah, where it's quiet enough to be eerie some nights. There's the sound of moving brush, the flutter of Pokemon to and fro. Florrie is already up and about. They're standing in the sunlight, just enjoying it for a bit, photosynthesizing.
Brooke is awake today. Good. I'm glad he's not sleepwalking today.
Ryda is not.
Let's see. Tucker did settle down in the hole with Ryda later on. Probably acted as a good co. Okay, Tucker woke up fairly quick. Not as early as Brooke did. I imagine that even though it was sleeping in a dirt hole, since Ryda went to the trouble of smoothing things out with psychic abilities beforehand, it probably was a decent sleep all the same.
Ruff is apparently also very awake.
Whoa.
And Deadeye, of course, was probably up before the crack of dawn.
The guy just never sleeps.
I imagine if Tubby was here, he would probably have Ralph go over to Brooke like, "Hey, you're up early too. Yay, we could be up early, bros. Yay." If you wanted a peaceful wake up, you didn't get it. Sorry.
I will say that unless the bones got eaten last night, Deadeye is spending the morning making sure that the bones are cleaned off and just collecting them for later. He's in full survivalist mode now.
When Tucker wakes up, he'll probably make note of that. But no, Tucker didn't take any bones. You might think Tucker took a bone, but these are poultry bones. Those are actually not good for canines.
They break and shard and become splintery bits.
Yep, they're hollow bones. They basically turn to needles. They hurt you if you're a canine chomping it. What you want is something like a beef bone. He has all the bones. What's that?
You want knuckle.
Yeah.
That said, at some point, Lyre is going to nudge Rida awake, so that everyone can convene. And Lori will have a small array of berries for everyone to consume for breakfast. They don't want to take too much more than everyone already has.
Very fair.
So, could someone remind me again what the plan is for getting everything back to town?
I'm pretty sure we were gonna have Ryda teleport it back. Along with Lori.
Don't have any objections here.
Brooke, pretty sure we're gonna have Ryda teleport it back. Lori, with me, right?
Yes.
With me, right?
I promised them that they would go home.
I mean, technically they are home. There's like 3 homes for Lori. There's this place, there's the crevasse, and then there's Midtown.
Yeah.
Lori, first Pokemon in this continent to have summer homes.
Not really, but yeah.
So I guess this is like mechanically, I guess we should offload items to Ryda then that need to be brought back.
Well, Lori can carry anything that needs to be brought back. So
Okay.
if there's anything in your inventories that you are sending back, if we could get 2 separate piles, one for the town and one for the base,
Okay.
that would be great.
I can make it really easy. Hold on. Here, just over here, I'll just do... I'm writing on the table.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
That's actually really handy. I didn't think of doing that.
I honestly don't remember what I've collected, if anything.
Most of the stuff was abstracted. I know that Ralph had a bunch of jars of dirt.
Let's see. The berries were for town. I wanted to keep the good flowers for tea later. And I don't know if the okay flowers would be useful for the town. If not, I guess I'd go to base.
Are you sure you want to send both flowers to base?
I don't know. Would the flowers be useful to the town? I mean, they could be, right? Let's give the good flowers to town.
They could be. The only concern is you're sending both packages of flowers back at the same time.
I don't think I understand what you're insinuating.
Well, Lori can probably tell whoever receives them that, oh, these are flowers that are okay that you can probably use for things. These are not. I know I motioned to the wrong ones, but it's fine. But anyone coming along could make a mistake.
Oh, I see. So basically, these could get mixed up.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I'll just hold on to. I'll just keep them, the okay flowers, and give the good flowers to town, since they might be useful for multiple reasons for town. They could be grown. If some of them are good, like a really nutritious tea, for instance, then that might be worth cultivating them. Much like the berries.
Yeah, as I recall, the no good flowers are no good to eat, but they can be used for other things.
Yeah, the no good flowers are still usable for things. So I'll find a use for those for ourselves and the base later on, maybe. While the really good flowers, they can go to town to help town.
I believe that the herb and flowers that Ralph has are supposed to go to town.
Let's see, what would we have?
Herb A, because I think you wanted to keep going or gathering at one point. He also has a noodle fruit still.
Oh yeah, he did. I think the noodle fruit's for him, probably.
Yeah.
But then again, he was trying to. I don't know. I think noodle fruits were always delivered to town as a prop. Or were they?
I think he kept one or he found another one.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the intent was behind that. I do wish Tubby were here. I'm
I also
pretty sure
want-
the herbal flowers were supposed to go back.
And he was collecting herbs, that's right. And herbal flowers, yeah, that's what's his thing. So yeah.
Actually, I agree with Hydra. We can move Tubby's stuff later. When Tubby is here, we can just leave this thing here.
That's true.
And that way, if there's anything that you guys feel a little later in the session, like, oh, we should have probably sent this back to town, it can be sent back to town with Lori. And we can say that retroactively, so long as it's not, like, disruptive to have done so.
This is a fair enough retroactive use, yeah. And then, yeah.
For instance, if, say, Rida wanted to send their blue dress back to base to free up an inventory slot.
Yeah, hopefully he'll show up sometime soon. I think he should be getting off work by now, so hopefully we'll see him so soon. And wasn't there dirt to bring back to town?
Yes, that was an abstracted item. Lori is going to be laden with jars of dirt.
What's this? Oh, the dress. Where did you get that dress again?
I believe it was Sandbar Blue.
Oh.
Wasn't that
During that time.
It was during that arc. I can't remember if it was a gift from Philia or if you just got it to be classy.
I might have bought it.
It feels like something you bought.
Yeah, probably. I'm just debating. Should I keep it or leave it? Will there be something that comes up where I need to look fancy? Probably not.
You don't want to look fancy during your execution, or what's his name?
I look like a mobster at the moment, so I think that's more fitting execution outfit.
Yeah. And it'll only take you like 3 or 4 teleports to get across the continent if you have to.
I feel like that's gonna be a lot of energy.
Sure is,
I
but
really-
it'll be worth it to look good.
If I really need a fancy outfit, they better be providing it there.
Well, supposedly there's a settlement over there, so.
So, another question. How do you guys plan to get down? Are you also teleporting, or are you climbing down?
I don't know. Is Ryder want to bother to teleport us back down in addition to doing the other teleporting? I guess it's kind of a Ryder question.
My main concern is teleporting too much might botch something, and I don't want anyone getting injured. So I can attempt to, if you guys are willing to risk it.
I don't see any reason why we shouldn't just climb down.
I mean, either way.
Tucker would probably comment if Ryder brought it up as like a possible risk case. Tucker would probably just say, "Yeah, we can probably climb down. It's not too big a deal. Don't waste your too much of your energy, anyways."
You say as though climbing does not use immense amounts of energy.
Well, yeah, but it's not Ryder's energy. Ryder might get tired doing all the teleports, so.
Again, I'd be willing to risk it if you guys really want me to. But I
don't
will
think
leave
it's
it up
necessary.
to primarily Brooke. Yeah.
Alright, well,
Set
Ryder,
that
go ahead
and
and roll your teleport
Ryder
to...
teleports back. They will be teleporting at the base of the thing. Not
So they're
at
gonna
the top.
bring Lurantis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you're not teleporting right away. You're going to do it after climbing down.
Okay.
No. I'm going to teleport now. I just mean like when I teleport back to the group, I'm going to be at the bottom. I'm not teleporting all the way up, so that way I can climb down.
That's fair.
You know?
Okay.
I'll just meet you guys at the bottom.
Yeah, that
okay,
makes sense.
in which case, I guess Ryda's going to teleport back to town, and the rest of you can do climbing.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryda, are you taking Lyre with you?
That's a good question. Does Lyre want to stay at the base, or does he want to keep going with the party? I'll leave it as his decision.
Yeah, that seems fair.
I mean, Lyre is okay doing whichever. I asked because if you take Lyre with you, you could also take Lyre back with you, which is hilarious.
Liar just truly wants to vibe, so I guess it's really whatever. You know, Ryda, you're kind of unofficially Liar's main character, so I guess you get to decide.
Good point. Good point.
On the other hand, Liar is also kind of one of the only other Pokemon who know how to grow things. So they might be helpful in the fields with Lorantis.
That's true. They might be more useful at Savantown getting everything set up that we're saying back.
I will remind you, one of the reasons Liar's coming along is not just because, like, they're following y'all everywhere and are effectively Ryda's companion / friend / pet / whatever. But also because they know aromatherapy, which might be useful against...
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, wait. The aromatherapy... Oh, wait. Are we going to... What were we doing next? I actually forgot.
We're actually going to look into where Team Gallant went.
Oh, yeah. Then as long as
Yes.
they're willing to come along, they would be a very important asset.
Yeah, so they have to come along.
Okay, so again, I posit to Ryda, are you taking Liar with you on your teleport trips?
Just for fun.
It's extra energy, though, probably.
I know. I'm really trying to like parse like utility reason. No, but I kind of want to, just for the sake of it. Yeah,
It's a
screw it.
finish.
Why not? We'll
Okay.
do
As a
it.
player, if you want to, go ahead and do it. You can always deal with the consequences later.
Yeah. Enjoy the short
What's
term
the
and worry
worst
about
that
the long
could
term later.
happen?
Tabletop gaming.
Yeah, I'll take him with me. What's the
Okay.
worst that could happen?
Cue deer screaming as they're no-clipped halfway through the ground.
Oh no, don't even joke about that.
Yeah,
Oh
Go
no,
ahead
I
and
just
roll your
thought about the
teleport.
Half-Life Ragdoll sounds now.
Yes, that was my first thought. Go ahead and roll your teleport. I promise you there isn't a chance of that. And also, you're being smart and not trying to teleport back to the top of the mesa.
That really is the way
Hey.
number today. Brooke, me, you, 5. Oh no!
Flop. There we go. Okay. Lorantis is fine, but they are in town now. Alright, go ahead and roll for your teleport back, unless you have anything you want to do in town.
I don't think there's anything else I need to do other than drop off the stuff and come back. And there's nothing I need to pick up, so yeah, I'll just roll to teleport back.
Yeah, because all the coordination stuff, Lurantis was more or less able to explain what everything was delivered.
Yep, Ryda just briefly confirming that everything's there, Liar's by their side, you know. And just as Lori is going off to, like, put things away, prioritizing Ryda's dress, because that's a private thing, so that goes to the base. Just, Ryda teleports away just as some randomo is like, oh, hey, Ryda, how are you? And gone.
Not wanting to engage socially, be like.
Alright, while you're doing that, the rest of you can go ahead and make either strength or dexterity, survival, athletics checks, and I will roll for Tubby. 6, 7, 8.
Okay, strength or dexterity? Alright then. May as well use the better roll. And survival, what was it?
Athletics.
Athletic, okay. Oh, right. 5! I think
5.
What is this number?
5. Goodness gracious. Alrighty. Well, Brooke, you certainly aren't climbing today. You're more of the falling sort today.
Oh no, Lucky Chat would have been really helpful, yeah.
And unfortunately, it wasn't re-upped in the morning. Yeah, Brooke. So, Ralph heads down first, and he's totally fine. Snorlax are technically bears, right? Climbing is part of it. Also having psychic abilities. But Brooke, you decide to climb down, and climbing down is different from climbing up.
Oh, no,
I don't
Brooke
have
went
anything
for the-
funnier to say.
Brooke went for the shiny of the tree again, didn't he? We said
No.
stop tempting fate.
That thing fell, remember?
Oh, that's true. Well, so did Brooke.
Nah, this is on the first leg. So,
Okay.
Brooke, you fall, and let's see. I guess it'll be a deck survival alert. So 6, 8.
Actually, yeah, Reddit could look for that shiny.
Well, Ralph notices the particularly large blue Pokemon that is careening down towards them and swings to the side and reaches out with a hand to grab you, Brooke, and manages to slide down several more feet with their claws dug into the wall, but they keep you from falling and injuring yourself on one of the ledges.
I imagine Tucker is behind the bigger Pokemon for this lake down. It just seems safer. So Tucker just kind of watches this happen from behind.
Yeah, I figure Tucker is the last one to go down at the moment.
Especially
Aside from
since-
Deadeye, but it's Deadeye who has 0 problems.
Yeah.
Deadeye uses agility because cheating. But yeah, Tucker, you can manage on your own, sort of. Thankfully, you have your handy dandy.
Yeah, I can't figure out what to
Wait,
call
outfit.
them either.
Sorry.
Dark type danglies. That's what I'll call that.
Yeah, your grippy ribbons.
Grippy ribbons. And it's a little easier to pull to ease myself down with them than to pull myself up. So, nonetheless, their grippiness is helpful to not fall.
Also fair, I could roll for Deadeye, I don't feel like it.
Except Pop Big Cheater.
Alrighty. So, y'all can go ahead and give me those checks again. Because we're going to do 3 of these for the 3 legs of the journey.
Okay.
And unlike them getting more difficult, they get easier.
That's better.
That is much better. Let me guess, 5. Oh, 6! Okay, so we're changing it up.
None of you have
Yeah,
any
despite-
problem. Sorry.
No, I said the roll did that out of spite.
Ralph
Hey, look,
stole
Ralph
the
is
5
the-
from me.
Yeah, Ralph took the 5. None of you have any problem getting down the second leg of the switchback. And, now that that one ledge is already broken and not really usable, you just single file scoot past that, since there's nothing interesting there anymore.
Yep. No need to idle around the crumbly area of the ledge.
Alright, one more time, everybody.
Okay.
And the only way that this goes poorly is if people roll ones. Or botches entirely.
Okay.
Yeah, the third leg of it is just going back down the switchback trail. I, however, desperately need to use the bathroom, so Bryda, if you could, please give me an insight survival alert to search around the base of the mesa.
I'm curious what that thing was. There's a 5.
We did it again.
5 is definitely the most common roll, though, today, overall. Yeah, 5's pretty solid. I mean, it's not going to get you any crits, but it's generally going to be pretty reliable. Bad things are likely not going to happen with a 5 roll.
Gonna be honest, I've been playing so much of my campaign, I forgot what constituted as a crit in this one.
I believe it's a 6.
It's
But
5 or more, actually.
Oh, is it 5? Oh, okay, I guess it is crit worthy then. Huh.
Yeah. Unless it's high crit, in which case it's 4.
Okay. Also, just to say to the audience, Skelter Sally, I noticed you've been in the chat recently, last few streams. I also noticed you just joined the main Discord. Thanks for that. Thanks for hanging out. It's nice to get new viewers around.
I return.
Hello.
I got a 5.
Excellent. You are in luck, as there doesn't seem to be any inclement weather today, which makes searching for the thing you're searching for that much easier. And you have time. It's going to take at least an hour for everybody to get down. Teleporting for you is only a couple minutes. And you're searching around until you find what looks like the vaguely shattered remains of an old dry tree. And it takes a little bit because it's at least partially covered in, savanna dust. But there's something shiny in the dirt.
Hey.
What do you do?
I'm gonna try and grab the shiny thing.
Suddenly, Dark Souls boss music plays, and an enormous crystal rises from the earth. Behold, Sir Snippington, guardian of treasures.
Is that another Crab's Treasure reference?
I haven't played the game, sadly.
It sounds like it.
Also, I'm entirely joking if anybody did not catch on to that. If I had prepared a giant crustal fight, that would have been pretty cool. But I didn't. I can, though.
I know you can.
Mostly because Pokerole is very easy to design encounters for. But no. You said you're going to go get the shiny?
Yes.
You go over, and strangely enough, it's a small leather case with old iron bindings on it and trim, kind of rusted over and oxidized with time. It doesn't even have a lock anymore.
Ooh.
But it's of relatively sturdy construction, considering you pick it up and it doesn't immediately fall apart.
Can I open it to see if there's anything inside?
Of course. Are you going to?
Yeah.
I gotta make sure. Because sometimes there are players who will see something like this and go, ooh, pockets. Does not look inside it.
Oh, that would kill me.
Mm-hmm.
If I had a player who did that, I'd kill them.
You
Oh
sure?
man, there's so many ways you can screw up a DM by like, oh, that's a cool thing that the DM has presented.
I mean, in a campaign
Anyways, I'm not gonna
where
interact with
mimics are a thing, then yeah, I'd obviously be careful, but... Ooh, wait a minute.
I was about to say, you sure? Looks at Ralph and the long metal box that had 3 compartments he didn't fully explore for a good while.
I mean,
It's
technically,
okay.
Gimme Ghoul's a thing, but I can deal with a Gimme Ghoul.
Yeah, but Gimme Ghoul wasn't a thing back when this started.
Exactly. So I'm not afraid. What's in the box?
Also, a small tangent, I'm not the biggest fan of Gimme Ghoul, but, you know, that's neither here nor there, that's a personal preference. Anyway, inside the box are a trio of tattered and faded bandanas that are mainly looking more threadbare than actually otherwise damaged. And what look like 3 guild badges. But they aren't pioneer badges.
Huh. That's interesting.
It is.
You can go ahead and give me a... just in case you would know, I believe it would be a smart... I guess it's smart contest etiquette to know which organization this would be.
That's an interesting role.
And this is harder for Ryda because you've been in the library for ages.
What was the rule?
It was a smart contest etiquette.
That is an odd rule.
Well, because, like, there's no history or lore role in here.
True.
The closest thing is logic, and that doesn't fit right now.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say that you've probably seen a book somewhere in the library at one point. You cannot remember which organization specifically it is, but this is one of the continental organizations. You're not sure if it's the Explorers or the Rescuers. The only thing you're sure of is it's not the Pioneers because it does not match your badge. But
You know, this actually makes sense that we found this here.
as you're turning the badges over, each of them appears to have an embossed name. one of which is simply 3 letters. Cal.
Huh. That's very interesting.
Also, as Tucker just asked, Cal is in C-A-L? Yes.
There are a few ways that could have been different letters, so.
Why would
Cow.
that's so interesting?
Yep. And actually, in our little chat, I will write the 3 names for everybody.
Okay. So it kind of sounds like you have a bit of an epiphany over there, Hydra.
I mean, the Hydreigon's name was Calamanthus.
Oh, that's
so...
true. Cal, Torque, and Cypress.
Also, yes, that is the way that Cypress is spelled on the badge.
Huh.
Because I know the type of tree is spelled with an E.
Yeah.
Part of me is like, man, maybe I should teleport all the way back to the top, ask Calamanthus about it. I'd get up and down faster than the party anyway.
You'd be very lucky you're still a fairy type.
I don't think I want to pester the dragon.
But he doesn't like that one.
Very interested. Damn it. Yeah, I can bother another dragon about it.
Can do that too.
Oh yeah, they'll totally know.
Or could ask Pingo Jango.
I got options to ask. In worst case scenario, I can always come back to Calamanthus another time.
That's true.
It's true, right as your walking fast travel system. Warning, do not use fast travel system more than 5 times a day, or you risk exhausting the fast travel system. We are not responsible for any alternate outcomes from using the fast travel system. Up to and including. And I cannot speak fast enough to get all sorts of horrible consequences past y'all, so I won't. But yeah, and each of the badges, by the way, they're also quite faded. It's mostly down to the base metal coloration, and it's only the shape that clues you in that it's the guilds, but each is slightly differently colored to match the threadbare bandanas inside the box.
Are the bandanas just like solid color, or do they have patterns?
If they have patterns, it's real hard to tell. These are either old or at one point were getting sun bleached or something to cause everything to fade. They may have had some basic patterns at one point, but they're mostly solid.
They're all different colors?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm wondering if like Cal, Torque, and Cypress were all 3 different Pokemon, or if they were just each of the names of the Hydreigon's heads.
That's a very cute theory.
I know. It's probably not that, but it's a fun thought. Yeah, I guess I'll just pocket these and show them off to the party later. Because it doesn't seem like I can get anything out of this aside from just theorizing at the moment.
Yep. Also,
That's fair.
it's an extra shame that Tubby is not here because I bet he'd love to theorize about this.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of other party members, you all manage to make it down rather safely. Deadeye completely unscathed. Brooke only slightly scuffled, and the other two also fairly fine, if slightly dusty. But you come down, and there's Ryda and Lyre waiting for you. Lyre seeming to have a bit of pep in their step, while the rest of you, Ryda and Deadeye accepted, I should say, are probably mildly winded from having to do that hour-long climb down.
I'll greet them as they make their way down.
Tucker notably gives a wave specifically with one of the little thinglies. Having been using them a lot, he's more using that than his paw right now.
Smooth sailing, I assume?
I was able to get there and back within a few moments.
It took us an hour to get down. Hope you weren't waiting too long.
I kept myself occupied via scouring for that thing we were looking for on our way up the mountain. And then Ryda will show off the leather box and then open it to show the contents inside.
Before anyone else reacts, Brooke Scales, as a crocodile, is just at your side, peeking out and jabbing a finger in the direction of the box. He's like, "Yeah, that's it. That's the thing."
Okay.
Well, mystery solved then, I guess.
I almost had it. Doing like the grippy claw thing.
Is Ryder showing off the badges themselves and such?
Yeah, they're like holding the box open to show you guys.
Tucker looks it over and says, "Huh. So, some old rescue team or something? Really old from the looks of it."
The old badges seem to have engravings of names on them. However, one in particular has the letters CAL for cow.
Scales folds their arms and poofs up to being a feraligator. They're vaguely visible to everyone else at this moment. Oh. Huh. See, I knew nobody could be that grumpy and not have a past. Just grinning toothfully over at Brooke.
Everyone has a past. Doesn't mean we have to pry into it, though.
Tucker takes a moment and kind of gets the same realization as everybody else. Oh. I wonder if he'd want those back, if those were his. Well, one of them at least.
Brooke kind of looks back up at the mesa. Maybe we can return them on the way back.
Considering the location where we found them, I doubt he is much to have them.
That's true. He probably would have taken better care of them than, well, letting them fall off a ledge into some tree. If he cared about them.
Maybe. But if he does care about them, I wouldn't feel right just holding on to it.
Tucker nods.
But we do have some place to be right now.
I guess for now we should just hold on to that.
Ryda nods. Congratulations, you've completed the Blustery Mesa dungeon.
Yay! And we didn't have to fight a dragon.
Unfortunate.
There actually was some fight music for such a creature as his. But he was just grumpy not fighting, so. Also, I did check, and I did double check, and yeah, Tubby should have been off work about a half hour ago, so maybe he'll pop in soon, if we're lucky. I tried sending him a message just to see if he was possibly online yet. It's a little hard to tell. To have a guy think back, just a little update.
Right then. Gonna move people.
Okay. It's time probably to put the mat away.
Oh, weird. Snorlax does not have, like, animation toggles.
What? Oh, right, he's a... Oh. What? Oh, no, they're there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I don't have... That's weird.
Oh, that's weird. Let me try something.
It's like he's not walking when I pick him up.
Oh, no, yeah, he doesn't do that. He's an older model, so he doesn't walk. I could try to get a newer one, if we want to.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We don't need to worry about that.
Same with me, by the way. I'm the same way.
Huh. Weird. Alright. There we go.
Yay.
Yeah, sure. Just a change of tile. So then... as you all begin to leave the dust flats, the air grows hotter and more arid. You know the direction you need to go, but unfortunately first, that does require passing at least a small portion of the Heatwave Sands, a location that Rida will remember seeing on their map of the dust flats.
Let's see.
Where's it? Oh, is it not in this one?
You have something in mind?
I was looking. I thought for sure we had. Maybe it's in the second dungeons. Yep. Dungeons 223.
Okay, I thought so. I thought it was named after a song. Alright. 223. E223. Or D223.
Yes. And now is a good time for me to tell people to stretch and hydrate. If you didn't already when I had to take a bathroom break. And also people should take bathroom breaks if they need them.
Yes. We're going into a very deserty area, so yeah, maybe water's important.
Indeed, hydrate before you dehydrate.
Actually, that's part of the reason. Well, we were having trouble sleeping last night because we kept waking up every couple hours with a really dry throat, and no matter how much water we drank, we never got over it. It was pointed out to us later that maybe we need electrolytes. The plant strafe? Yeah, I guess so, but it's also in Gatorade. Deadeye's running animation. Yeah, it's a very free lizard run.
What's this about Deadeye's running animation?
It's very much like a lizard runs. And lizards could hop up on two legs and run really fast. Look at that.
Yeah, it's a bit wonky. Has everyone returned? Have people stretched and hydrated?
Yes.
Alrighty then. So, there are 3 among you who notice the heat first before anyone and everyone else. And that is Deadeye, Tucker, and Brooke. Ryda, this is hotter than normal. But Liar seems mostly fine. And Ralph, well, Ralph's very ability grants him some amount of extreme weather clemency.
Yep, pick that.
It helped him in the extreme colds, it's helping him in the extreme hot. Brooke, you are immediately and keenly aware of how hot and dry you feel. Compared to even being in the dust flats, which was generally a rather dry area. Deadeye very pointedly is moving a bit more stiffly through this area, doing everything in their power to stay under the shade of their incredibly wide-brimmed hat. And Tucker, your dark coloration and fur do not agree with this climate at all. You are left a panting pupper mere minutes after crossing the desert line.
Fluffy. Yes, fluffy and of a color that takes the sun and heats up more.
So, Ryda, how observant do you think you are to the condition of your friends?
I mean, if they're making faces, then yeah, Ryda would be very aware of it.
I guess you could count Tucker suddenly panting an awful lot to be making a face. It's pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm. Fortunately, I don't have much of a solution to help.
Half make me cold somehow.
Luckily for Brooke, their weapon is effectively eternal ice, so don't gotta worry about that melting.
Oh, that's good. Can I roll Ice Fang to try to help myself cool off?
You may attempt. Take an additional negative to accuracy, so it is -2 to its accuracy.
Okay.
Oh, right. Normally you don't have accuracy penalty to fangs because of your one
Yeah.
your ability. Sorry.
My ability. Yeah,
Yeah.
the fire that blooms in shadow. Does it still apply?
But you will take a -2 to your accuracy for the ice fang.
Okay.
Can I offer a bottle of sludge in this trying time? If you want to mercy them, then sure.
Okay, -2. There we go. Wow.
All right. Sure, I guess.
Tucker will clash his teeth together kind of idly over and over again. Not too hard as to hurt them, but will clack them together and allow permafrost to form over his teeth as he uses Ice Fang. Which probably melts very quickly, but at the very least helps his breaths be much cooler. And if it's not too gross, he could also gulp some of the water down. It'd be cool.
Well, it is very obvious that Tucker is doing something to keep cool, because now your panting creates little steam clouds. Still really hot, though, but at least you're not immediately in danger of heat stroke.
This does matter a bit more for canines, since they can't sweat, panting is how they control their body temperature, so if I can cool down the mouth, that puts it right in the middle of the process of cooling down, so that does help, yeah. Of course, it's still hot, yeah. Whole body is very heated.
Is a combat round about 6 seconds in this game too?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay, so Rain Dance would only make it rain for about 20 seconds.
Well, out of... Pardon my microwave, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Out of combat applications can last longer.
Mm-hmm.
As you may have noticed, the rain dance done by the Kyrio lasted for many hours.
It's true.
Stop making fun of me, Hydra. You know I need to make dinner around this time.
I imagine, though, the rain dance will be less effective the more hostile the environment is, I guess.
Probably, but...
You already have intense sunlight to deal with here.
Yeah. Brooke might be like, oh, hey, I have a new trick I can try. I watched some birds do this once, and I think I get the gist.
Oh, wait, he never told anybody before now. That's right.
That's correct.
Yeah.
You didn't tell anyone. So if you want to try, feel free.
Alright, Brooke will basically perk up, be like, oh, wait, I can try something. And then start moving around in a weird manner.
Tucker will probably cock his head and be like, what, birds? What? And then when Brooke starts dancing, I guess Tucker will just obligingly try to go with it and also dance. It's like, I guess you're doing that.
Performance anxiety.
I'm concerned that Brooke might be having a heat stroke.
Unfortunately, aromatherapy can cure burn, but yeah. Oh goodness.
Does that even have any effect at all?
Okay.
It's not a fail.
It's not a fail. Well, it's not a botch, specifically. So, Ryda, you thinking that Brooke might be having a heat stroke? Because you watch as he exclaims that, oh yeah, he has this idea. He saw some birds do this. It can totally work. Brooke, you've never done this before. Technically speaking, you have never done this before. And so, do you have a specific description of the rain dance that you do?
Yeah, do describe the dance. That sounds amusing.
I think he's going to try and mimic what they were doing from memory, and just kind of end up doing a weird chicken walk in a circle.
Okay. So, Brooke, you do these wavy arm motions trying to mimic what the Oricorio were doing, and you do it in a rough kind of wobbly circle. And the rest of you can see he's actually making a circle in the sand as he's doing this. Scales is just off to the side, letting himself be visible to pretty much everyone right now. He doesn't have to care about the heat. He looks so amused watching them do this. Just the biggest, toothiest, shit-eatingest grin.
And Tucker, though confused, is still obliging to try to join in with the dance.
And Brooke, you end the dance when it feels right. Like you've gathered up that energy and you release it. By just sort of throwing your arms in the air. 5 seconds pass. 10 seconds pass. 15 seconds pass. And then finally, above you all, clouds begin to gather, and they gray slightly, and there is a very brief drizzle of water in the local area. It is very localized. You can tell exactly where this little rain's barely even a drizzle ends.
Brooke is just excited that it worked. See, look, it worked.
Tucker recollects and... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Tucker recollects, because, I mean, Brooke did go to the Mesa, hopefully to remind us. That wasn't a secret. So, Tucker's like, you did it. You learned water dance, or, drizzle jig in this case, but, hey, it's progress.
Brooke just grins. Yeah, I knew it would work.
Deadeye slowly tilts the brim of their hat up just a little bit with one finger, squinting. So are you going to be doing that every 5 feet?
Well, maybe not. But I could use the practice, I guess.
You're going to kill yourself like that. Just staring deadpan at Brooke. Like this is an absolutely terrible idea that he is witnessing.
Brooke opens his mouth and then closes it about twice. And then just sighs and says, okay, let's just keep going.
If you want my advice, the faster you're out of the desert, the better. Besides, the longer we're in the sun, the more likely we're to fall prey to the mirages. And Deadeye moves ahead out from beneath the rain, regretfully. an increased grimace at having to go out into the sunlight despite his hat. And he walks up a dune and then gestures over it. And as the rest of you follow, you see that, there's still quite a ways before you can reach the other edge of the desert. And even from here, you can see what must be miles of heat haze warping the air across this desert. Sand nearly as far as the eye can see. Barely so much as a cactus marking the expanse.
I think I want to attempt something.
Be my guest.
Well, it's clear that we can see a fair distance ahead of us. So I was wondering how far Ryder could potentially try teleporting the group forward.
That
Go
doesn't
away.
feel... That feels only slightly less bad of an idea as me rain dancing every 5 feet.
I mean, only I have to suffer, and Ryder's pretty light to carry, worst case. You know?
So, two things. Each successive teleport, you are going to take action penalties. Second, because of the intense weather, you will spend a will point for each teleport after the first that you do on a given day. But you might, I can't see how many will points you've got right now, I'm a little zoomed out. You might be able to cross or cross most of the heatwave sands, at least this section of it, in a day if you don't pass out or botch.
I have a plan, and I'm gonna try it. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna try and teleport us.
I will say that you have just enough will to make that happen. If
I also
you
have some
don't-
will restore tonics.
That's true. I didn't think of that. That may help you, especially since you may need to take a rest when you reach 0 dice.
So, question. Are you explaining this plan, or are you just doing it?
No, Ryder's going to propose the plan, like, hey, could I attempt teleporting us further along so that way we aren't stuck in the desert for as long and only I have to expend exhaustion.
Tubby's here.
Hey.
It's a Tubby!
Hey, Tubby.
Another idea has arrived because of a Tubby.
Yay.
Ooh, it was
There he is.
a
Hello,
smidge longer. Yeah, a smidge longer than I had hoped.
Did you get out a little later?
Yeah, I got out a little later than I anticipated.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna jump the DM, but I feel like we should take a little pause and like recap him and maybe give him some choices like that.
Yes.
Sure.
Also, because there was a rest, please everyone restore the will that you spent previously.
Yeah, we did have a rest.
Thank you, Fair, for mentioning that because I completely forgot people were low on will. Low, I say. So, to recap for you, Tubby. Brooke encountered the ghost of an ancient dragonair and learned rain dance, and also got a little reward for communicating with the spirit. Because things were raining, Tucker dug out a little den for himself, Ryder, and Lyre, while you and Brooke made a lean-to because everybody else was too big to go into that little dugout den. Then came the climbing down for basically everyone except Ryda, Lyre, and Lorantis, because Ryda teleported Lorantis and Lyre back to base, and then teleported back to the foot of the mesa with Lyre. So they didn't have to deal with climbing. However, Laurentis was being sent back to town and the base with items gathered from the mesa. So if there's anything you wanted sent back to base or the town, you may take those from your inventory and free up space.
Yes.
All right, let's
you're not. I see you're not on the table yet, but we have a little thing for it on the table where you can choose what category to put it in.
Yeah.
Let me invite you.
Oh yeah, I'm coming in. I clicked on the first invite, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the table went down at some point, and that's why that invite didn't work.
That invite was yeah. The table went down right at the beginning for some reason. Yeah.
Oof. Fair. Oh, goodness. That's concerning.
Oh no, that is a little tricky sounding. Yeah, Tubby. If you look at Brooks' bake, he got a cool bone from the dragon.
Swag.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's send those back to town.
Okay. The herb and the herbal flowers.
Yeah, the little flower is spicy berries for personal consumption.
That's fair.
That stays with me.
Yep. Oh, and yes, as Hydra mentioned, the music, when you're ready for it, is Dungeons 2, number 23. SoundCloud is being SoundCloud, so may take some time to reveal it. We got to the bottom of the Blustery Mesa, and because Ryda had time down there, they were able to search for the shiny thing that
Ooh. That eluded us earlier.
Yeah.
Indeed, and they found it. It turned out to be this black leather box bound in iron, rusted and corroded with time, inside of which were some faded, threadbare bandanas and 3 badges that are not from the Pioneering Club. They're from one of the other major continental guilds, but Ryda can't tell which one. It is not something that they know off the top of their head. But even though they're faded in color and are mostly back to being like the base metal color, they're embossed with names: Cal, Torque, and Cypress. Thank you, Hadrian. Mawile might know, that's true.
And yeah, Ryder showed it to the rest of the team, so technically they showed it to Ralph too. So if you, I imagine if you want to retroactively react to that, I don't see a problem with that unless DM thinks it's a problem.
I don't see a problem with it. I need to stand up briefly, so if y'all want to do some light retroactive RP.
Yay! Yeah, we all figured like, oh, I better react to this.
Yeah. They got some good names. I bet Torque sounds strong, like he could apply that Torque. I bet he was like a fighting type, or maybe a burly fire type.
Oh yeah,
maybe a Torque.
I kind of get that impression too, that name.
When Cypress could be a toss-up, maybe a grass type, like a cypress tree, or like it sounds windy, like that could be a bird or a flying type.
And one thing the team already discussed earlier when this was revealed was Cal seems like it might be short for Calmanthus, the Hydreigon that we met a little bit ago. It could be related to him.
Ooh, that would be interesting, actually.
We also know a Calvin, but that's probably not theirs.
Yeah, maybe. We discussed, I know Brooke also discussed, like, well, we just climbed out the base, and we don't want to go back up there to ask him and maybe show it to him. But maybe on another trip, we could show it to Calmanthus and maybe give it to him if it's his.
Mm.
But that's just a theory. We don't know if it's actually his.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be quite the climb just to be like, yo, you drop this.
Yeah. But yeah, for the time being, it's in our possession. So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. After that brief talk, then we just sort of headed into the desert? I forget the specific name of the desert.
Heatwave Sands.
Yep, that.
Ooh.
And Brooke just performed his very first rain dance that barely worked because of the atrocious weather in this desert.
And you can see on the world map that we moved further west because we're heading towards, the place that has the
Duck
sickness.
Peninsula.
Ah, yeah, that's down with the sickness.
Mm-hmm.
Get up and don't get down with the sickness.
But first, we have to cross a very, very hot deserty area, which has no life whatsoever, not even any plant life.
Not that you could see,
That we
because
could
currently at the top of some dunes, there's heat wave mirages. As far as you can see, no plant life, no other Pokemon to your vision, anyway.
Yeah. Oh, it sucks. We could, like, just step on a sandy grass and we wouldn't even know it. Didn't we already do that?
Yes.
Oh no. Tucker's like, oh, please don't
And it's
remind
still
me.
chasing Riley to this day.
If I recall correctly, Sandygast actually prefer coastal areas, not deserts.
Yeah, that's why they
it's mostly,
disguise it as a sandcastle.
Sandcastle.
Makes sense.
Oh, it was noted too
Yeah.
that because Ralph has thick fat, they're doing a little bit better in this heat than the rest of us. That helps with extreme temperatures.
Oh, yeah. I
Like
guess
how you
my
didn't
fire
turn into a
resist.
pop. Like you're the only one that didn't turn into a popsicle at Mount Shiver.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to, like, take the brunt of that. I recall, like, I cut my own rations because... So you guys, like, wouldn't die.
Aw, yeah, you were very nice that night. You helped us out.
And now Ralph, one of the
Uh.
tallest, can be a source of shade for the smalls. Except there aren't very many smalls left, it's just Rita and Liar.
Gosh.
And Rita just proposed a plan where they use teleportation a lot.
Brooke will start off by asking Rita, how many times do you think you can teleport in a row?
I am uncertain of my limits.
I don't think now is a good time to test them.
Yeah. Last thing you want is to be on empty battery in the middle of the desert. As I ponder for a bit, you don't know what a battery is, do you? The last thing you want is to be completely exhausted in the middle of the desert.
And Tucker pipes up too. And anyways, remember, Rita, after we're through the desert, we don't really know what we're walking into, so it's probably best you're in your best form.
Deadeye folds his arms. Their plan isn't terrible. If we can get out of the desert that way, that could save us a lot of time and grief. Besides, if they collapse afterwards, we'll be in a better position to care for them. Assuming we're out of the desert.
At the very least, I am able to do a few teleportations before I am completely exhausted.
I guess that kind of makes sense. We can at least cross some of the distance and see how you're feeling.
Let's just take it one at a time. And if you start feeling bad, let us know.
Very well. So I'd like to use Lucky Chant now.
That'd be a
That
good
would be
idea.
wise.
Yeah, pretty smart.
Mhm.
Also, audience, if I were running Heatwave Sands like a dungeon, this would be the point where I'd be copy-pasting a whole bunch of plus crossroad tiles.
Oh, so it's like OG Lost Woods.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It'd be like the Desert Expanse in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
damn.
Also,
you
Fair
missed
said
that
earlier.
we've rolled a lot of 5s.
Oh yeah, we've rolled a lot of 5s and some 6s and 7s. We had like a couple bad rolls, but this session has had a lot of very strong rolls for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Lucky Chant is now on. You may go ahead and use your teleport.
Teleporto.
My main utility. Let's go.
6.
Solid start. 7.
All
Oh yeah,
right.
7. Oh wait, no. Yeah, 7. Yeah, because 2 1.
Rida, you have everyone gather around, and you focus on the most distant point that you can clearly see. And you teleport. There is a bit of height difference in the land since it's not on top of a dune, so everybody falls a very short amount, thankfully, into sand. You're now much further into the desert than you were before. And you can see there's a number of rocky outcroppings here and there, including nearby to you. In one area that's further in the distance and not really in the direction that you're going, it looks like through the heat haze you can see spires. Deadeye, being Deadeye, checks the compass. And then points this direction.
Now,
Once
go in the
again.
direction he points.
Once again, the way is rather clear. You don't really see any other Pokemon, but the heat haze is making it difficult to see distant details. You may perform teleport with an action penalty and expend a will point to do so.
What direction were the spires?
Not specific. I might also be forgetting where those are actually located, but I didn't say a specific direction. Just not in the one that you guys are using.
Okay. How tall are they?
Tall enough that you can see them in the distance through Heat Mirage.
It is pretty tall. Oh wow, the Lucky Chant is. Oh wait, not helpful here actually.
Yee.
Ooh. Yeah, that's only 3. Okay. Those aren't specifically in one place or another. That's fine.
3 1s and, no, 4 1s and 3 6s. Wow.
A really all or nothing.
Got
roll.
this.
You focus hard, but find the heat is beginning to bear down on you. A bead of sweat drips down your face at an inopportune time, forcing you to blink just as you teleport. Again. You know you made the distance, but you can't be sure of orientation now. As for the lot of you, it's slightly disorienting to teleport multiple times like this.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The area looks different as you sort of look around in all directions. Though the spires are still in the distance in one direction, they are more distant now than before, barely a speck on the waving horizon.
Swag.
Making good distance.
So, I would like the lot of you to make insight survival alert checks. Let's see what you see, except for Ryder.
Okay.
Ryder is catching their breath and getting sweat off their face.
Okay. Everybody got lucky
Gracious.
chatted?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then that's a 4 for Brooke.
So 4
A 5 for
Brooke
Ralph.
and a 5 for Ralph. So, Tucker and Brooke are going to mostly see mostly sandy and occasionally rocks, pockmarked desert. Ralph, you sweep your gaze around and you think you see something green off in the distance, but it looks like it's above the desert. Like it's flying.
You guys know of any green Pokemon that's tough enough to just fly over the desert? And I point in the direction that I see it.
Probably like a Flygon.
Flygon would make sense. Or maybe
Oh, yeah, Flygon.
Vibrava.
Deadeye turns a circle a few times, trying to get bearings using the compass. And he just like taps at the glass. Not on a mountain. Why is this so difficult? This way. He points. Are you willing to go again?
Of course I am.
-4 accuracy, another will point.
So, are you sure that you should, who am I kidding? I'm not going to convince you. Have at it.
I like to imagine that Ralph is in the middle of asking, "Are you sure?" and then like, "Oh, I'm not going to convince you," and they teleport anyway.
That's essentially what is in character, yeah? Like, that was meant to be in character.
And again, another jump. A vista suddenly in view. Disorienting. The lot of you crash against a large dune that you did not see from where you were, taking a brief tumble down its side, leaving you inside a valley between two towering dunes that stretch, creating a form of passage between them.
Oh.
Your scope of vision is now narrowed. But if you wish, you could climb them, difficult as that may be. Or you may choose to follow along the path, either one of its two ways.
He holds them up right
Folks,
up.
I imagine Ryda sort of maybe panting a little as they catch their breath, but trying to keep composed as best they can to negate any concern.
Is it windy?
Well, let's see. No.
All right then. If there's not dust, if sand is not getting kicked up, Tucker would like to basically use his nose to sniff around and see if his nose can find anything of note as well as they travel. Just partially for security reasons, like sniffing out any Pokemon around, but also if it helps direction.
Are the
All right.
dunes blocking the sun at all?
Unfortunately not. The
Mhm.
sun continues to scorch overhead. This place does not offer you the succor of shade. First, before any other rolls, I would like everyone to please make me a... should be... I guess we'll say a tough survival athletic to see how well you're holding up.
Okay.
Or should that be vitality? Oh well.
Both 3 for me.
Hey, would-
anyway.
If you decide
Yeah.
vitality,
All fives.
I'll roll 2 more dice. Otherwise, I'll leave where it
And
is.
rolls have already been made. It's fine.
Okay. 6 for me. Thanks for your lucky check.
5. Well, thankfully, due to the teleports, you aren't staying still in the desert sun for too long. But it's only helping marginally. You know, if you don't do something particularly soon, you're going to start roasting. And as for Rida, you're not sure how many more teleports you can do while maintaining your composure like this. But the heat is starting to get to you. And while Lyre notices, they are rather helpless to fix this problem, unfortunately. I believe I checked, and I don't think they have, like, silver wind or anything.
I have a thought. Tucker has a burn salve which could be used to heal burns. I wonder if it could also act as a sunscreen.
You could try that if you want. I will not stop you.
I think I have an idea, guys.
Oh.
I'm gonna
Try and target the sand with my somewhat greenhorn psychic abilities, and grab a whole bunch of it and make like a carousel of sand, a rough, ugly, like chunk of sand that like I hold above us.
Okay. You may roll
Like a
for
cloud.
psychic.
I feel like this is difficult for a simple reason. You are basically trying to hold millions of grains at the same time. But okay, we'll see.
Yeah, but
Like a cloud.
Yeah,
Like a
actually.
If it
I
helps, I
would-
could make it wet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I mean,
actually not a
yeah.
bad idea.
It's not exactly in an entirely like psychic wheelhouse, but go for it. There's such a thing as whatever the official term for sand kinesis is.
Sandbending.
Well, there's an actual name for it. It's like samokinesis or something. All right. And
Or
Brooke, you said you were gonna make it wet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something similar to Rida. You are in a terrible environment for you, so you may expend a will point to use whatever water move you're gonna use.
In that case, I might use an ice gun to also maybe freeze it.
Okay.
So I'll spend 1 will to do that. Dex 5 channel.
Alrighty.
Lemon.
Very well. That is a 6. Do you want to roll the frozen chance for me, please?
Okay.
Do you want to augment the chance roll?
I'll spend another will, sure.
Okay.
6. Why is this not doing nothing?
Oh, that is weird.
There we go.
Oh, weird. I had to click it and then like activate it again.
Oh, now it's gone. Not working anymore.
Oh, my.
Oh my goodness. Hang on. It was lagging out.
I see. There we go.
That's
better.
Weird. Alright, well now it's working. Alright, well go ahead and roll your extra dice.
Just one more. 4.
Not frozen, unfortunately. Worth a shot.
At least it's wet.
But with the dampened sand, Ralph, you're able to... Where are you pulling it from, actually? Let me ask. Are you pulling it from either dune on the side, or are you pulling it from, like ahead or behind?
Tubby? Maybe
Is
stepped
he
away.
muted, or...
Tubby.
He may have been dragged away.
He is turning green if you look.
Tubby, are you muted?
No. Just my mic is getting worse.
It did sound a little different a moment ago, so I'm not surprised. I was wondering what was up with it. You're back now.
Yes. I can see when the little light stops blinking. I'm just not always paying attention to it.
It's okay.
But yeah, I'm pulling it from either side, targeting the topmost layer as best I can.
Okay.
As best I can.
That last part is an important detail. You are...
Yeah, I'm not like pulling from the fucking bottom. Like, I understand physics and gravity.
Like, I know how smart Ralph is, so I was prepared to be generous, but I'm glad you like that little detail, because it's like, if he's gonna just pull from one of the sides, that an entire dune could collapse on them. I hope he doesn't. But no, you pulled it from the top.
Talk about sand tomb.
Oh, literally. You pull it from the top, and it does cause the dunes to shift a bit. For a harrowing, heart-pounding moment, you worry, even as you're trying to pull this sand down to make a sort of like cover above, that you might have just buried everyone. And thankfully that doesn't happen. And as you're gathering the sand, Brooke fires an ice gun into it, and the shards of ice, in addition to the water, help solidify everything and give you something better to grip onto. And effectively, with your psychic ability, you're almost like Legend of Zelda holding up this raft of like dampened, semi-hardened sand above your head.
Banana.
Gained minor cover. Now, there is one other problem. The range of vision that you now have for teleportation is rather narrow. Technically, you could continue along the way you are, and there's a sort of winding series of dunes ahead of you. But these are heading perpendicular to the direction you were originally going. Or, technically, Ryda could teleport you to the top of one of the nearest dunes and hope that doesn't tumble you into another sand valley. Or maybe you could traverse a bit and wait for an opportunity to teleport. Or any other option that I may not think of for you guys, because you guys can think of your own options.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna ask I'm actually holding this thing up. I'm gonna turn it on my ass. They're like, so which way is better, left or right? Because like in zero shot, we climb that like zero.
Doesn't really seem like there's any particular benefit over one or the other.
Yeah, our choices are left or right.
Tucker pipes up. The worst choice is probably waiting around, given, well, we're kind of on a timer here.
Well, then let's.
Yeah, our
right.
state is literally held together by wet sand and prayers. So,
I think Brooke is going to turn to the right and start heading that direction.
Yeah.
Very well.
Tucker will join, but beforehand, we'll actually nudge Ryda up onto his back. Since Ryda's looking kind of a little exhausted at this point.
Ryda won't resist. Though they are going to be looking for any opportunity to get us moving back in the direction we want to go, rather than sideways.
Yeah.
Alrighty. If everyone could please give me another... Yeah, we'll say the check is tough survival. Athletic for enduring this.
And can I also still do the sniffer thing?
Yes, sorry, we kind of skipped over that. You can do the sniffer thing.
Also, my roll got broken up because of a leg spike. So those two rolls are together.
Which means you got 4. Oh my gosh, poor Brooke.
Oh
at
no.
3.
Lucky Chance still on?
Yeah, Lucky Chance still on. You're at 3, Rise at 4, Ralph is at 2.
I'm struggling.
Oh.
Yeah. Ralph, you're realizing that doing this and also suffering the heat of this area is not working out great.
At least making it easier for my team.
You are suffering for others. It is the most noblest act.
Actually.
Tucker, if you would like to do your sniff, sniff, snoof.
Yes. Basically just trying to be, since we're a bit blind here, keep an eye out for predators for one. What should that roll be? Or keep a nose out.
Insight. It is Insight Survival Alert.
Okay. Okay, I'll take a 5.
That's a 5. So, it smells hot and sandy, but not like a beach. There's something about this heat that's sort of cloying to your nose.
Oh.
And you can smell something distant. Water? Maybe plants? It's a little hard to tell, partially because there is the salty sense of those around you because they are sweating, those that can sweat.
Sweating profusely this fast.
And also the sort of... I don't have a better way to put it than the crumbly scent of Deadeye dealing with his skin condition and hating it.
Great.
Crumbly scent?
And then there's And then there's Lyre, who's sort of towards the back of everything, who seems to be doing okay, and they smell slightly sweet. They want to help, but also know that doing their whole aromatherapy thing might make life harder in its own little way.
Yeah. Tucker will focus that scent of, like, possibly plants and liquid that doesn't come from the group, and will just sort of try to keep his nose pointed in that direction until they're clear of these dunes and he can look further that way.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I had a brain fart moment.
Sure. Basically, Tucker will kind of do a pointer dog thing of keeping his nose pointed towards that scent of, like, water and plants that doesn't come from the group, and we'll try to keep his nose pointed that way until they are clear of the dunes and he can actually look that direction. Because, by and large, I bet the dunes are in the way of whatever that scent is.
They are. And there are a few times where you lose that scent. Because there isn't very much wind, it's not being carried very well at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes some time for the lot of you to get out of the sand valley. Because it's not just this pair of dunes, there are multiple other dunes that sort of sweep up around each other, creating almost a maze of sorts. So after you get out of this initial valley, you turn and sort of do almost a zipper zigzag between multiple dunes before it gets clearer for you. And you crest over a gentler rise. And it is here that you can see a little more clearly, looking around, that there are Pokemon. But they're relatively clustered distantly from each other. There are a few that are flying in the air, mostly Mandibuzz, from what you can tell. But there are the occasional ones on the ground. There's these sort of brittle-looking tumbleweed things that are rolling up and over these dune hills, almost like it's a sort of weird game. And a few others, but they're mostly small, compact, and more like burrowing in some way.
Yeah, I've been thinking that, like, if a Flygon were to fly up to us, it would be a fly here. Grins.
The only thing dampened in this hot heat is our sense of humor.
Here's this I had to get in or out.
I mean,
No, that's okay.
It's what we need.
It is what we need. We missed you while you were gone. There were many times where I thought, Ralph probably has a quip for this, but I'm not Ralph quality.
Tucker is too busy panting and also trying to keep track of his set to respond to the pun. If it was a character, which I assume it was.
I will say, Tucker, that you are slightly distracted from this pun because in the distance, further than all these other Pokemon, between waves of the heat haze, you can occasionally catch glimpses of green. Not in the sky, like Ralph saw, but in the sand.
Okay. Tucker will turn to Deadeye and ask, "Hey, about mirages. Do they only affect the eyes, or could they affect my sense of scent, too?"
That depends on how badly you've been affected by the heat. If you're beginning to suffer a heat stroke, every part of you gets affected. We haven't been out here very long, but it's possible that you're starting to feel the effects.
Well, all I
Especially
can
since we've
mention is that I've smelled grass and water. Now I see it. At least the grass, I think. Not sure if I should trust my senses, though, like you said.
Would the rest of you like to do insight survival alert checks?
Yes, indeed.
Sure.
Sorry to interrupt Deadeye there.
Oh, well, what Deadeye was going to say is, considering we haven't had terribly much to drink, it won't be long for many of us. Unless Brooke somehow has an endless reservoir in there.
Oh, am I rolling too, or is it for the other people?
It was for the others.
Yeah, that's right.
So 4 for Brooke, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Ryda, 4 for Ralph. And I know Hydra BRB, so we can fill them in later if necessary.
I suppose Tucker would be interested if the green is only being seen by him or not. Then a good power suggestion could make a Mirage shared.
Now that Tucker's mentioned it, Ralph and Brooke, you can kind of see it off in that direction. Not always. The heat waves are making it difficult, but you can kind of see it over in that direction. It's like something kind of darker green.
Yeah, I suppose we'll figure out if it's a mirage or not soon enough.
I mean, thank goodness it's only been, what, an hour? Maybe 2? You don't remember. But, you know, you clearly haven't been out here long enough to suffer from, like, heat stroke, mirages, and hallucination. You can't be that dehydrated yet. Red has been teleporting you.
Is this on the way of the direction we need to go? Or is it
Deadeye
not?
hasn't checked the compass.
Oh, okay. Because if it's
Just
on the
think
way,
good.
it's worth checking. But if it's not on the way, it's a danger. It's a dangerous, I thought, to check it or not.
Isn't it a good thing he brought a compass?
It's a good thing he brought a compass. Assuming there's no nose pass around that will just mess it up.
I don't think Nosepass are desert Pokemon.
Not generally, but let's see, where did they show up? Kind of all over the place. Rock types enjoy the safety desert rhymes due to the lack of water types. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of rock types in desert areas. Nosepass specifically, I don't know how to answer that one.
Welcome back, Hydra. Ryda also vaguely sees between heat hazes the occasional speck of green off in the distance. And as I just mentioned, Deadeye has not checked the compass, so you're not sure if that's the direction you need to go. Ah, Brookline. I think I see something. Maybe worth checking out if it's on the way, maybe? Says. Which way are we trying to go? Deadeye taps at their compass again as they start turning around. No, I understand. We're almost closing up. We were trying to head west, as I recall. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with this area. I can't tell if we're taking the short route or not. They pause as they sort of hold the compass up, lower it, hold it up again, lower it, and then points this way. It's not quite in the direction of that little green speck. but it's in the same general directional area, maybe ish.
Tucker would pipe up and say, well, at least it's in the general direction of what we're seeing. I think I can get a better look once we teleport again. If Ryda can teleport again. He kind of looks up at Ryda, seeing how they're doing.
Ryda looks basically ready to teleport as soon as they're given the word to do so.
Oh, we're gonna lose the shelter. I'm gonna assume that the sand shield will not be coming along.
Probably not.
That'd be very awkward.
Yeah, I don't think Ryda's gonna try and teleport that amalgamation of sand with us. I'm sorry. They're struggling already. I don't need another impossible target to take with us.
After the next jump, I'll see if I can manage another rain dance. Brooke says, trying to muster himself up. Alright. Ryda, go ahead and perform your teleport at a -6 and eat another will point if you haven't already. Ralph, could you please roll for psychic again for me? At -2.
Alright. Yeah, just like, And that's that thing where, like, my aura is flickering a bit. Dex fight channel -2.
Three.
If I have to will it, I will.
I would suggest it.
I'm spending another will point.
Just to get yourself up to 3. Unless Brooke wants to spend extra will to augment.
Don't do it. Trust, it's fine. I can take it.
Alright. Oh. Alright, that'll be 4. Well, Ralph, you do your best to hang on to the shelter that you work together. You want to keep it with you. You really do. And then... and you have your eyes closed and concentration is like... You crack your eye open. There's nothing there anymore.
Yeah. Alright, they can't all be winners.
Thankfully, because of those will expenditures, you are not a tumbling pile of scattering Pokemon in the sands again. Instead, you find yourselves on a somewhat flatter expanse. And a relatively short distance away is greenery and stone. There are some palm trees around what looks to be some form of oasis. It's a bit out of your way, but it's there, unless the mirages are lying to you. And further in the direction that you've been teleporting in is what looks to be a horizon of green.
I did it.
You did it.
But yeah, after we teleport, Ryda is definitely flopping on Tucker's back. If Tucker even shifts too much, Ryda will fall off.
It's okay.
Tucker's
Tucker's been paying attention, so you'll be fine.
Ryda looking like that dried up alien meme.
Ryda flops over on Tucker. Immediate bacon sizzling sounds because Tucker is darkly colored and therefore very warm.
He's a hot dog.
Well, it's not exactly. It's the fluffiness isn't exactly going to help the heat, but Tucker does flop his tail over right so at least there's some sunshine.
All right. I forgot that the hat exists.
After a brief respite, though, Ryda is definitely chugging one of those will restore tonics.
Yeah, that's fair.
Are you certain?
I feel like it's apt for the time to drink one.
I get it, because the session's
Even
ending,
if
so
just-
Will's going to restore, but... or maybe. Well, I don't know if it will,
Well-
actually.
Will restores on res, not
Yeah.
session end.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
on the bright side, at least a small portion of the tonic is like water and or liquid, so that helps with hydration.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Final stretch, Rook says. Let's see if I can do this. He's going to do a much more subdued attempt at a rain dance. Alrighty. Go ahead. You may do so with a -2.
Plus, it's good to use the consumables anyway, because I know for a fact I'm the type of person who just stockpiles them and never uses them.
You and
Yeah.
everybody else. Yeah.
There you go. Wow, even with so few dice, you got to roll almost every one of them.
That's so much better than last time.
Nicely done.
Yippee!
Maybe it's something about the heat sapping you to exhaustion. But you can't bring yourself to do these elaborate dance moves this time. So you just let it flow out, and you don't make it happen over long. And you draw on that inner well of energy that you have. And when you stop, you just let your arms drop to the sides, with your head tilted to the sky, eyes closed, mentally begging for it to rain. 5 seconds pass, and then 10, and then 15. And there's a very subdued rumble from above as clouds coalesce and gather where there were none on this clear, scorching day. And it begins to lightly rain. Not the piddly drizzle from before, and certainly not as refreshing as a downpour would be right now, but it is a brief and welcome respite. It's still only your local area, but it's better than it was last time.
I think Tucker will sort of sit down in a way that doesn't make Ryder fall off. Just aim his head up at the sky and just open his jaws and just try to get a drink.
Oh my gosh, rainwater!
Yes.
Won't last long, Brooke says, pointing to the oasis. That real or what? Deadeye,
Yeah.
still not taking their hat off, also slightly accruing water atop the hat. Just brings one hand up to his brow, squinting in the direction. I think so.
I'm gonna drink the water out of his hat.
Why am I imagining Ralph just like sort of leans over as he looks up, so his hat tilts, and so he's like,
Ralph, don't be crude. And then Ryder's gonna hold up the empty tonic bottle. Use this.
yeah, sure. I guess you get a bottle of rainwater eventually.
I was thinking, like, tilt my body in such a way that the water drains off of me into someone's mouth, but I thought that's kind of creepy. I'm not gonna go there. I mean, like, if someone was dying.
Let's head that direction. Looks closer than the edge. Might have actual water. Brooke mutters, walking towards it. It's better than anything else. It will have to do. We're either very lucky or very screwed.
If there's not water there, I got one noodle fruit left. I mean, it's not going to be great, but it'll keep us from dying for a little while.
It's true. The noodle fruit has lots of hydration in it.
True.
And if I recall, it's like a basically slimy, fibrous goop.
Yep. You might not enjoy it, but it'll keep you alive. Well, you might not have your cover anymore, but you've briefly cooled off and hydrated thanks to the brief rain.
Nice.
And as the clouds disperse, you head to the oasis.
Honestly, I realized a little late that Dark Pulse could have maybe blocked out the sun as well.
Not for long.
True. Also, given its nature, it probably wouldn't block any of the sun's heat, just the light.
As luck or fate would have it, it is real. But it's not nearly so lush as the vision-warping mirages would have you believe. It is a small thing, with sparse vegetation. The pool of water there is not the clearest, no, but it is water. Like as not, this area has not received true rain in some time. But there are a small number of smaller Pokemon that you notice on the other edge of the oasis that will occasionally come up to get a drink before they leave quickly.
Are there still palm trees, like it was the original look of things?
There are. There's only 2 of them, but they provide an amount of shade. More ample is the brush that you could probably hunker behind to hide from the sun.
Oh, I'm hesitant to make another scene because it's late, but I did have an idea of something.
It is very late.
Maybe I'll save it for next time. I do have a very good idea. I should remember it.
Write it down.
I will.
We do have no cards.
Actually, I'll just make a new notepad so I don't forget.
In fact, if you would like, we can do any closing actions you all would like to do now that you've made it to this oasis.
Right.
If
Fill a bottle with some for reserve.
yeah, that's what I was thinking that, like, if it wasn't a joke that we filled the elixir bottle with water, or if it was a joke, then we should do it here. And yeah, I am going to chug.
It's still dirty water, and you feel like you might regret it somewhat later, but It's hydration. It
Yeah.
should keep you alive. Brooke fills a couple of empty jars too, which is smart, especially if you refuse to let Ryda teleport you. Would it be rude to jump in? Probably not. I mean, who's going to stop you? You're a feraligator.
Tucker will drink the water whether or not somebody is bathed in it at this point. It doesn't really matter.
Brooke
I mean,
jumps in.
I drink the milk that we also did.
Yes, you're still weirder than me anyways.
Brooke jumps in. He makes a bit of a splash, which in turn gets some of you wet, which helps verify the realness of the oasis at least. It's deeper than you thought it would be, Brooke. When you stand, it comes up to your shoulders.
Huh. Also, Tubby? I'll save it for next time since it's a bit of an operation, but you might want to read the note card I put over my... I put it slightly over my picture so I remember to read it.
Ah.
Yeah, I have a big old net in my inventory, so I thought...
Oh yeah, your hunting net.
Mhm.
Oh, you fakings.
It's a bit of an operation,
Good
so
work.
I'll save it for the start of the next session, but I think it would be useful to make that and probably keep it. If we can.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
a really
totally.
cool idea. I'm all for it.
Gee.
Good work.
Somehow Ralph manages to fail the crafting roll, decides to alter fate. Suddenly, instead of this makeshift umbrella, it becomes like a modern parasol with a penguin motif on it for some reason.
I take those ingredients, turn around a little Animal Crossing dust cloud of like crafting.
We could even get Lyre involved to help it kind of... to help maybe it grow around the net a little bit.
Thank Karserus. I felt like I was going to turn into gator jerky. Brooke sighs. Scales, popping up as a totodile, proceeds to float atop the oasis. Yeah, now if only it were clearer. But we can take what we can get. Deadeye sits at the edge of the oasis, sticks one foot in, then both legs. Then he just sinks into it.
Immediately think of his neck frill just kind of popping up at the top surface of the water like a lily pad.
Yep,
Yeah.
he still has his hat on too, so it's like a weird double-layered lily pad. You look like a low-tad D. I'll take looking ridiculous over being dehydrated and dying.
Tucker will drink heartily of the water and get some ideas for possibly getting us some shade in the future. But that'll be for later.
Yep. Is there anything Ryda wants to do before we close out?
I don't think they have anything particular after all that teleporting. They're just gonna try and drink some water, fill a bottle in reserve, and then just sort of sit there in as much shade as they can.
Why did my mind immediately imagine Ryda flopping, like, face down, allowing themselves to slide up to the edge of the oasis, and then just bubbles in the water? But I do believe that is where we will end it for the evening. Thank you very much for this session, everyone. Please receive your 2 XP.
Okay. 2 XP.
I completely forgot there was a desert portion to the travel.
Yeah, great.
I very much look forward to next session.
Does Nova have desert? I think so.
We made some decent progress.
Pretty sure.
Oh.
Indeed.
Pretty sure you. Yeah.
Apparently Unova does have a desert.
It's let's see, what's it called? I forgot. It's Route
5?
yeah, I think so. I'm on the wrong page for this. Yeah, there's quite a it's a desert / underdeveloped urban region. Technically both. Since you asked, now I'm going to show it. It's the lower portion of over here. After the desert, the party will forever hate the desert. Who doesn't hate the desert after visiting the desert? I guess people like the desert a lot. It's kind of a normal reaction to being in a desert, though, I think. So.
Yeah. I mean, it used to be my favorite Minecraft biome, but now that honor goes to the savannah.
That's fair.
Understandable.
Slight bias.
Can you tell I dislike weather?
Oh, yeah.
Can't fair live in Vegas, hate the desert. See, exactly. People who live in the desert don't do it by necessarily the choice of, oh boy, I want to live in a desert. At least not most times. There's usually other reasons. But yeah, thank you everybody for the game. That was a lot of fun. Did everybody get their 2 XP on their sheet?
I did.
Okay, cool. I think I was waiting for 50 experience to get the last strength point I can get, probably. I am 2 away, so next session I will have it. Unless something weird happens. But yeah, I guess it's a good night. I think we're good to close then. So thank you everybody for watching session 154 of Pokerole. I very much hope you enjoyed, and we should be back on this in a couple weeks for session 155. So I hope you guys look forward to that. But I'll see you all soon enough for more streams. We're doing the Sage Showcase a lot lately. So if you want to check that out, of course, come on by for some of the non-Wednesday streams. Be doing a few other things in addition to that, but it's mostly Showcase this month. And then maybe some spooky stuff. I do have some spooky stuff planned at the end of the month because people were asking about spooky stuff. I know people want that. And I think I have a few ideas, so I'm going to do that too. But yeah, I wish you all a very good night. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again for more Pokerole very, very soon. Good night.
Good night.